Hey guys, this is a video of how I fixed the oxidized clear coat on this poor little car. As we can see, the clear coat on the roof of this car is heavily oxidized, so we need to sand it down, repaint and apply new clear coat. I will explain every step of the process and show short clips of how the car looked after each step. The first thing I did was to wash the car with soapy water. After drying it, I sanded the oxidized areas with 180 grit sandpaper until smooth. Then I went up to 240 and 320, still focusing on the areas with the damaged clear coat. After that, I sanded the whole roof with 400 grit. To prepare the roof for the primer, I washed it again and wiped it down with wax and grease remover. This is how the car looked after spraying 2 coats of etch primer. I would apply a third coat, but I only had 1 can. I had a little run, and those pinholes, which I'm not sure what they are. The run is not a big problem because the next morning I wet sanded the whole roof with 800 grit sandpaper. What you don't want is to have runs in the base coat and especially in the clear coat. But after having a run in the primer, I was really scared that I would probably mess up the whole thing. Because let's say the primer is less runny than clear coat. That third coat of primer would cover it 100%. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, I had only 1 can, so it is what it is. It is the next morning and this is how the car looks after the first light coat of base. The base I used is a color matched can that I got at my local paint store. In total I used 3 cans of base. The first coat has to be light and with the second and third we will build the base to fully cover. The key on spraying base is to overlap each pass. Some cans have a very narrow spray fan which makes overlapping very difficult. The solution to this is to buy a good nozzle. I believe that the fan depends on the nozzle, so with the right nozzle every rattle can will spray with the white fan. With the second coat of base we can see already that we have a better coverage, so we will apply a third coat to cover 100%. With the third coat on the car, we can see that the roof looks nice and black, so we are ready to apply clear coat. Between each coat, we wait around 10 to 15 minutes. After we applied the third coat, we let it dry for around half an hour, maybe an hour, and then we can go with the clear. Also keep in mind that between each coat of base, we use a tack cloth to clean the surface before we spray. With base, we can do even 4 light coats to cover, but this doesn't apply to clear coat. With clear coat, beyond the 50% overlap that we want and the white fan, it is important not to spray dry. We need to spray with a wet wave. The hard part is that we want wet coats but no runs. I had a small one, which isn't very visible, but if I look at a certain angle, I can definitely see it. But being a first timer, I'm not disappointed yet. This is after the second coat of clear, and I'm trying here to show you the orange peel that I had, which isn't very bad, but it's still very much visible. Using rattle cans, it's normal to have orange peel. We can wet sand it and buff it after about 1 or 2 weeks when the clear coat is fully cured. The clear coat that I use is a 2K, so you could wet sand it after 48 hours, but I still believe it's better to let it fully cure for around 2 weeks. So, after the third coat of clear, here's the final product. We have a nice shine, good reflection, some orange peel, overall very nice. Although it's not flawless, as I have two spots that are like little bubbles, which I believe are just drops from the spray can of clear on the surface. Hopefully a wet sand can fix that. So, the next video will be how to buff and wet sand to achieve a perfect finish. Stay tuned. Wrapping this up, I would like to thank Dave Kennedy, and I would recommend checking the Gunman's and Refinish Network's videos on the subject. Links in the description below. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.